Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive?
Let's do it.
Today we're tackling a question that's been debated forever in the running world.
Oh, yeah.
Are great runners born or are they made?
Nature versus nurture, the age-old debate.
Exactly.
That's a good one.
And for this deep dive, we're turning to rockingultra.com.
Love that site.
Yeah, they've got a fantastic blog. Articles for everyone.
Beginners, ultramarathoners.
Yep, even stuff on the mental game.
Super important for running, for sure.
Oh, and full transparency here, you're actually listening to AI voices bring these articles to life.
Pretty cool, huh?
So if you like what you hear, definitely head over to rockingultra.com and check out the full articles.
And maybe even their books on Amazon.
Oh, good call.
Lots of great stuff there.
So our mission today is to unpack the science, debunk some myths, and figure out how anyone can reach their full potential as a runner.
Awesome.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's jump in.
Let's...
So RockyUltra.com starts off with this quote that's kind of discouraging, It says, "They were just born to run."
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Right. Makes you wonder if you even stand a chance unless you've got, like, Olympian genes.
Right, like it's all predetermined or something.
Exactly. But luckily, rockingultra.com breaks it all down and things get a lot more hopeful.
Good.
They dig into VO2 max.
Okay, VO2 max.
Which I know sounds super technical, but
It basically tells you how well your body uses oxygen.
exactly.
It's a big deal for endurance.
So how much of that VO2 max is actually determined by your genes?
Well, about half, give or take.
So there's hope,
Big time.
because that means the other half.
That's where training comes in.
Okay, so even if you weren't born with those super lungs,
You can still improve.
yes,
Yeah.
you can train your way to a higher VO2 max.
Absolutely.
That's encouraging.
It is.
Now, what about muscle fiber types? I've heard some people are just naturally better at endurance because of their muscle fibers.
Ah, yeah, the fast twitch, slow twitch thing.
Yeah, is there any truth to that?
Some truth, but it's not the whole story. Genetics do play a role in your muscle fiber composition, but the good news is training impacts both types of fibers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So even if you're not predisposed to marathons...
The right training can help you build those endurance muscles.
Okay, so RockyUltra.com is basically saying,
You're not limited by your initial muscle fiber makeup.
I'm really starting to see why people love this site.
Yeah, they don't sugarcoat it, but they're really positive too.
All right, now for the million-dollar question.
Hit me.
Physical traits, height, leg length, all that.
Does it matter as much as people say?
Exactly.
It's tricky. RockingUltra.com says certain physical characteristics might give you a slight edge in certain types of running.
Okay, so maybe a little advantage here and there.
But they're not the deciding factor.
Interesting.
And they even give examples of elite runners who break the mold.
So those ideal body types, maybe not so important after all?
Right, it's more nuanced.
This is fascinating stuff. Now, I remember RockingUltra.com mentioned something called epigenetics.
Oh yeah, epigenetics. It's all about how our environment and behavior can actually affect our genes.
Wait, hold on. It's wild.
You're telling me that what I do, how I live,
Can actually turn certain genes on or off.
mind-blowing.
It is pretty amazing.
So are you saying if I hit the pavement, I'm not just building muscle?
Potentially changing how your genes work.
Okay, that raises another question.
Huge.
What about those genetic tests for athletic potential?
The DNA test for sports.
Yeah, could they tell me if I'm meant to be a runner?
Those tests are getting more advanced, but they're still pretty limited.
How so?
Well, athletic performance is influenced by so many factors.
Right, makes sense.
Hundreds of genes, your training, your diet, even things like altitude.
So it's not just about your DNA.
Exactly. Reducing it to a simple test is just way too simplistic.
So skip the test, lace up the shoes.
Exactly. Let's get running. Now we're talking. And speaking of training, rockingultra.com really emphasizes how crucial it is for reaching your full potential.
Oh yeah, training is key.
They're not just saying that, right? They have actual studies to back it up.
Oh, absolutely. They cite studies from the Journal of Sports Sciences that show training volume and intensity often trump raw talent.
Wait, so you're telling me someone who trains really hard can actually outperform someone who's naturally gifted?
Yep, that's what the research suggests.
I love that.
It's inspiring for sure.
Hard work beats talent, the ultimate underdog story.
I love it.
So, for those of us ready to get serious about running, where do we start? What kind of training are we talking about here?
Well, RockingUltra.com brings up this concept called the 10-year rule.
The 10-year rule. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
It basically says it takes about 10 years or 10,000 hours of focused practice to reach elite levels in almost any field.
Wow, 10 years. That's a serious commitment.
It is, but it's also amazing to think about the progress you can make in that time. Running's no exception, of course.
Right.
It's about consistency, putting in the time and effort year after year.
Okay, but 10 years is a long time.
It is.
So what actually happens to our bodies during those 10,000 hours? How do we adapt to all that running stress?
Think of it like this. Every time you run, you're stressing your body, but in a good way.
Okay, I'm listening.
Your cardiovascular system, your muscles, your bones, everything is challenged. And in response, your body adapts and becomes stronger and more efficient.
So it's like our bodies are constantly evolving, getting better with every run.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing when you think about it.
I love that image. But can you break it down for us? What are some of those key adaptations?
Sure. For one, your capillary density increases, so more blood vessels can deliver oxygen to your muscles, and your mitochondrial function gets a boost too.
Mitochondria.
Yeah, those tiny energy factories we talked about earlier. And then there's your lactate threshold.
Oh yeah, lactate threshold, the point where your muscles start burning.
Exactly. Consistent training helps you push that threshold further so you can sustain those intense runs for longer. And of course, your muscles and tendons get stronger from all that pavement pounding.
Wow, so even if we're not all born with the genetics of, say, a Kenyan marathoner.
Consistent training can really help us achieve some incredible things.
Incredible. Okay, we've talked about the physical side of things, but what about the mental side of running?
Ah, the mental game.
Exactly. That grit, that determination that helps you push through those tough miles.
So important.
Is that something you're born with, or can you learn it?
You know, that's another area where rockingultra.com really shines.
Okay, tell me more.
They believe mental toughness, just like physical fitness, is a skill you can develop.
So I can train my brain to be more resilient.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
It's about building resilience, learning to embrace discomfort, and staying focused when things get tough.
Sounds easier said than done.
It takes practice, but it's definitely possible. They even highlight Des Linden,
Oh, Des Linden.
the 2018 Boston Marathon champion.
Amazing runner.
Right. And she's known for her incredible mental fortitude.
Which obviously played a huge role in her victory.
A huge role.
So you're saying even if I don't have that natural, I can conquer anything mindset,
You can train your brain to be tougher, more resilient.
it's like adding mental push-ups to my workout routine.
Exactly. And rockingultra.com offers tons of tips for strengthening your mental game. But you know what would be really inspiring?
What's that?
Hearing some real-world examples of runners who defied the odds.
Oh, I love those stories.
Me too.
Yeah.
Runners who achieved greatness through sheer dedication and perseverance.
Yes. Proof that talent isn't everything.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm ready for some inspiration. Let's hear about those running heroes who prove that anything is possible.
You got it. All right, so first up, we've got Eliud Kipchoge.
Eliud Kipchoge, the greatest marathoner of all time.
Exactly. Now, sure, he's got incredible physical gifts, no doubt.
Right, like you can't deny that.
rockingultra.com even talks about his VO2 max. It's off the charts and his running form. It's like poetry in motion.
But it sounds like there's more to it than just genetics, right?
Way more.
What?
His dedication, his mental focus.
Yes, it's not just about talent. It's about...
It's about structuring your whole life around peak performance.
Huh.
Like, did you know he sleeps exactly 8 hours a night?
No way, really?
Yeah, no more, no less.
Wow.
That kind of discipline, it's incredible.
It's a good reminder that becoming a champion isn't just about logging miles.
Right.
It's about...
It's about creating a whole lifestyle that supports your goals.
Okay, who's next on our list of running superstars?
Let's talk about Yuki Kawachi.
Yuki Kawachi.
Yeah, the citizen runner.
Oh, I've heard of him.
He's not a pro athlete in the traditional sense.
Right.
He actually works a full-time job
No way.
and fits his training around that.
Wow.
And yet, he won the 2018 Boston Marathon.
Wait, he won Boston
Yeah.
while holding down a 9-to-5.
Pretty incredible, right?
That's amazing. Talk about dedication.
Right.
So what does rockingultra.com say about him?
They love his story. They highlight his passion, his no excuses attitude.
Okay.
He might not have sponsorships or fancy facilities,
Right.
but he has this unwavering love for running.
And that's what fuels him.
Exactly. It's proof that you don't need a perfect situation
Yeah.
or tons of resources to achieve greatness.
It's all about...
It's all about that inner drive.
Okay, last but not least, who's our final running hero?
Let's go back in time a bit
Oh, okay.
and talk about Emil Zatopek.
Emil Zatopek, a Czech runner,
Okay.
dominated the 1952 Olympics.
Wow, the Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy must have been incredibly talented.
Well, actually, he wasn't really known for his natural talent.
Really?
RockinUltra.com describes his running style as more functional than graceful.
So not exactly poetry in motion like Kipchoge.
Not quite.
So how did he become an Olympic champion?
Sheer grit and a willingness to push boundaries.
Okay, tell me more. Zatopek was known for his unconventional training methods.
Unconventional, like what?
Like running in heavy boots?
Heavy boots.
In the snow.
Oh, wow.
Even holding his breath for extended periods.
Hold on. Holding his breath.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of dangerous.
It definitely sounds intense.
But it obviously worked for him.
It did. He wasn't afraid to experiment and find what worked.
It's inspiring to see that kind of fearlessness, right?
Sure.
Like he didn't let tradition hold him back.
Exactly. He forged his own path.
So we've seen these amazing runners and how they kind of defied the talent myth.
Right.
But why is it so important to debunk this myth? Like, what harm can it really do?
Well, RockingUltra.com makes a strong argument that this myth can be really damaging, especially for new runners.
How so?
Well, if you believe you need to be naturally gifted to succeed, it's easy to get discouraged.
Right.
When you don't see immediate results.
Or when you compare yourself to others.
Exactly. It's like that whole I wasn't built for this mentality.
Right. Yeah, it can be so limiting.
And RockingUltra.com also points out that focusing too much on talent can actually lead runners to neglect other crucial aspects of training.
Like what?
Recovery, nutrition, mental health.
So it's like they're so focused on this idea of inherent talent that they forget about all the other factors that actually contribute to success.
Exactly. It creates this false idea that running is only for the genetically gifted few.
Which is so not true.
Totally untrue. RockingUltra.com is all about inclusivity.
Yeah, I love that about them.
They believe anyone can become a runner, regardless of their background or genetics.
That's a great message.
It's a powerful message.
So how do we move beyond this harmful myth?
That's the big question, isn't it?
How can we empower ourselves and others to focus on what truly matters?
Well, RockingUltra.com has some really practical advice on this.
Okay, let's hear it.
They have a whole section on maximizing your potential,
Love that.
regardless of your genetic starting point.
All right, I'm ready.
You ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's unlock our running potential. I mean, it's really impressive what they've done.
Yeah, RockingUltra.com.
Yeah.
With their website and their books, it's really...
They've really built something special.
Yeah,
Like a real resource for runners.
Oh, absolutely, for all levels, too.
I mean, beginners all the way to pros.
And the best part is they don't just focus on, like, the physical side of running.
Yeah, totally.
They really highlight the mental game, you know?
The mindset.
The importance of mindset, yeah, and the power of belief.
Totally. Like, it's so much more than just, putting one foot in front of the other.
Oh, yeah.
It's about pushing your limit.
Challenging yourself, yeah.
Discovering what you're capable of.
Exactly, and that's something anyone can do.
Yeah.
Regardless of genetics or starting point.
Absolutely.
Like RockingUltra.com makes it really clear.
Yeah.
Running greatness isn't about some, special genes you're born with.
Right.
It's about
the work.
the journey, yeah.
Putting in the work.
And believing in yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one inspiring others with your running story.
Oh, that'd be awesome, coming full circle.
Yeah.
From being inspired by RockingUltra.com to becoming the inspiration.
That's the beauty of it, right?
It is.
This whole running thing,
the
journey.
Yeah.
Constant evolution.
Self-discovery and growth.
Love it. So as we wrap up this deep dive, you know all about running.
Courtesy of RockingUltra.com.
Of course.
Brilliant minds over there.
I want to leave you with one final thought.
A question to ponder.
Yeah, a question for your next run.
Okay, I like it.
What's one small step
Just one.
you can take today to
Today.
improve your running journey?
Could be anything.
Anything.
Signing up for a race.
Oh, yeah.
Trying a new workout.
Totally.
Joining a running group.
Oh, I love that.
Or even just taking a rest day.
Yes, rest is important.
Super important.
Every step, big or small.
Moves you closer to your goals.
Absolutely. So lace up those shoes, hit the road, and remember, you're capable of amazing things.
More than you think.
And hey, if you want more inspiration, more guidance, check out RockingUltra.com.
So much good stuff there.
And don't forget their books on Amazon.
Can't go wrong there.
Until next time.
Happy running.
Happy running, everyone.